What's up, everybody? Straight ahead, we have a look at the aftermath of Helene after the storm's Thursday night landfall, plus a major operation by Mobile Police removes drugs from the streets, and some tasty festivals this weekend for seafood lovers. So we've got that and more. It's time to get ready. It's time for News 5 Now.
This is News 5 Now, streaming live to your neighborhood and around the world.
Hey everybody, I'm Akivia McFarland and thanks for checking in with me for WKRG News 5 Now. Every day we get together at 5:30 to bring you the big stories of the day, share your answers to our question of the day, and we see how you vote in our Facebook poll. It's always a good time when we can get together and go through these stories and just, have a little chit chat. So first, we're going to start things off by kicking off our big stories that we're following for you right now. Number 5. There's a new top cop in Chickasaw. Chip Parker was sworn in as the city's new police chief this week. Mayor Barry Broadhead oversaw the ceremony. Until now, Tommy McDuffie has served as the city's interim police chief after former Chief Keith Miller was fired last year. Now, Miller is currently suing the city and the mayor, claiming he was fired unjustly. For everyone involved in that situation, hopefully things do get resolved very, very soon. Number 4, this weekend is a good one for seafood lovers. Hello, this one's for me. The Destin Seafood Festival begins tonight. The festival is being held in the Harbor Walk Village area and will run through the weekend. The annual event is the official kickoff of the upcoming Destin Fishing Rodeo. There will be 5 stages filled with musical acts, as well as craft vendors, and of course, all the seafood your heart can desire, honey. Admission is free. Now, seafood lovers can also head to Pensacola for the city's annual seafood festival. The festival begins tonight and runs through Sunday. This free, family-friendly event showcases a variety of food vendors offering delicious seafood and non-seafood options. There's some for you non-seafood people too, including fresh Gulf-to-table selections. You can also roam the streets of downtown Pensacola to enjoy live music and artwork from more than 170 vendors. All of that sounds like a good time. Number 3, the economy grew at a healthy annual 3% rate from April through June. The Commerce Department says strong consumer spending and business investment drove the increase. As inflation decreases and the job market slows, the Fed cut its benchmark interest rate by half a point last week. Hey, look, economic growth, that is good for everybody. So I'm happy to hear that. I hope you are too. Number 2, Mobile Police arrested 26 people in Operation Southside Surge. MPD officials say they conducted the 3-month-long investigation to focus on the Port City's south side, including the areas of Baltimore Street and down the bay for the sale of illegal drugs. Police seized 580 grams of marijuana, 12 grams of cocaine, 12 grams of synthetic marijuana, 13 grams of methamphetamine, over $32,000 in cash, and 7 firearms. Now, our very own WKRG News 5's Catherine Brook rode along with Mobile Police while they conducted the operation. She was the only reporter there to see all of that go down, and it is nice seeing that our officers are doing their work to keep our city safe and free from all the things that are causing so many problems. So that's a big up to MPD for that one. Number 1, at least 40 people across 4 states are dead in the aftermath of Helene. Helene came ashore last night in Florida's Big Bend area as a Category 4 hurricane. Insurance data provider AM Best estimates insurers will pay $5 billion or more to cover losses. The storm is currently over Tennessee and Kentucky. Utility crews across the Gulf Coast are heading east to Florida and Georgia to help with relief efforts. Now, here on the Gulf Coast, one thing we know hurricanes, and so when they hit our neighbors, we are always on the go, ready to help and lend a helping hand, because these, as you can tell, are devastating at times. So there you go. That's a look at our big stories at this hour. Stick with us, and of course, we'll continue to keep you updated on our big stories throughout our newscast tonight. But now it's time to move on and get into that question of the day. I know a lot of you really like when we do our question of the day, so let's get into it. Our question of the day is: Alabama just carried out the nation's second nitrogen gas execution. Is this procedure humane? So we're going to go ahead and see what you guys had to say about that. We're going to scroll through. Let me find my mouse. It's kind of hard to scroll without a mouse. What y'all say? All right. So, is it on? Let me think. Let me see, y'all. Let's see. It's hard to scroll without a mic. I mean, a mouse, a mic. I'm speaking into mics all day long, and there we go. All right, so Alabama carried out the nation's second nitrogen gas execution. Is this procedure humane? Let's see what you all had to say. All right, so our first up with many, many reactions is from Christopher S. Ingram. He says it's more humane than what the victim got, I'm sure. A lot of you had agreed to that one with 227 reactions. Now, Jeremy Romero has a different take. He says, no, it isn't humane. It's suffocation. The last one, the witnesses said the person was suffering in their death. Remember, it's supposed to be a justice system, not a vengeance system. Capital punishment should be outlawed. That's also a take that a lot of people share, that, that maybe putting someone to death is not really much of a punishment at all. For some people, they believe it's a release, I should say. So a lot of hot takes on this one, but that should be expected with a question like this. Let's see, Amy J. Newton, she says, is it humane to ask taxpayers to keep paying for prisoners such as murderers and rapists to ensure they have food, lights, and health care? If we put as much money into education and young kids and mental health, we could fix a bigger issue. And I would say, hey, look, I think Amy might be onto something. Being able to use some resources in those other places that we need help could maybe stop us from having other issues, or maybe slow those other issues. So thanks for that take, Amy. Thank you all for sharing your feedback and your thoughts on this. Definitely a tough conversation about capital punishment and executions and things like that. So now let's go ahead and move on, and we are going to get into our poll of the day. And this time we're gonna ask you this. So we wanted to know, NBC's Today needs a new co-anchor. Hoda Kotb, who hosts the show with Savannah Guthrie, has stepped down. And what we want to know is, are you guys going to miss Hoda? Now, this is how a lot of you are voting. A lot of you say yes. 58% of you, as a matter of fact, say yes, we are going to miss her terribly. And another 42% of you say, not so much. And that's because, hopefully, because you're watching CBS. I know NBC is cool, but, CBS is better, right? Come on. We got to watch CBS. That way you can stick right here with your WKRG family. No shade to NBC. Love y'all, but gotta love us too. All right, so let's see what you guys had to say in some of the comments. It looks like some of you don't know who she is. It's probably because you're watching CBS and not NBC, but obviously she's a television anchor and news personality, and she's very well liked. A lot of people say she's a really, really nice lady. Michael says they wish they would take Savannah too. Oh my goodness, that's a take right there. I'm trying to see what else is being said too. But it looks like a lot of people are still trying to figure out who she is. A lot of people not really watching their national news like they used to. So, a lot of opinions there on will they miss her. But I'm sure a lot of people will miss her and miss her reporting. So let's go ahead and get back, because there's more that we have to do. There's more things that we have to accomplish during our time together on News 5 Now. So here's what I want you to do next. I want you to head on over to Facebook, like the WKRG Facebook page, and that way you can be notified when it's time to do this. Have our News 5 Now party. And we also want you to answer our next question of the day. Y'all, before I even read this, I'm gonna let you know I'm hurt by this. This one's hitting home. The question: Maggie Smith, the legendary actress, has passed away. Let's remember her. What's your favorite role that she has played? I'm going to go ahead and answer this one. I know I'm not alone. Her role as Professor McGonagall in the Harry Potter franchise, oh my goodness, it was absolutely legendary. I know her from other movies as well, but her portrayal of that professor makes me want to go home and watch a 2-hour movie right now. So certainly rest in peace to Maggie Smith. Wonderful 60-year career, absolutely legendary, and I'm sure she will be missed by many. But we also want you to vote in our next Facebook poll as well. Who do you think will win the Georgia-Alabama football game? That's always a tight one, isn't it? We love to see a good game, and that's all I hope for is a good game. I want it to be competitive. I want the guys to rough each other up, but I want to see the best team come out on top. I just want it to be a good one, guys. So please vote on our question of the day, vote on our Facebook poll, and we're going to be right back here on Monday to share your answer. So make sure you're tuning in throughout the day. We do News 5 Now at 8 a.m., we do it at 12:30, and we do it at 5:30. So tune into all of them. We want you to have a party with us all day if you can, but if you can only pick one, that's fine too. Come back Monday and we will share your results. So what do you do now? It's time to turn on your television, catch up on the rest of the CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell, and guess what? That'll put you right where you need to be. You'll be on CBS for WKRG News 5 at 6. That's coming up very, very shortly. As always, thank you all so much for tuning in with us for WKRG News 5 Now. It's always a good time. Catch you next time. Have a great weekend.